Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to MUFC Realist TV. Mick Ruby. We are tired of all the transfer news and the takeover news, so we thought about giving something fresh. But we got to start with the bomber from PSG. Literally came out with an explosion. The PSG is telling Mbappe, you sign up now, a new contract, or get the F out, because you're not walking away from free, basically. But, you know, from a Manchester United side, I mean, I must be sympathetic to say that, you know, Mason Mount was announced today, and I'm happy we got a signing. But if you think about the banter that we have with the 7-Up, you know, losing against Liverpool 7-Up, and it's funny that he got the number 7 shirt, and I now call it sponsored by Mountain Dew. Welcome to the show.
Now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world
on MUFC Realist TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas, let's get ready to rumble!
You know what? It's time to move on the show, guys. I think, you know, we got the necessary things to go out of the way. Big up to all of you in the community. Make sure we get up to 100 likes today. Spread the word as we are growing to 15K, and we are going there. Like we are going places together. So we mentioned about the bomb of the PSG. Basically, it came out today that, you know, Mbappe, either you sign up a new contract to force him to sign the contract, or you be on the market. That's the thing, because you're not walking away from free, right? Mm-hmm. So that is quite interesting story. And then on the other hand, we are getting verbal confirmation that there's been bids coming in for a Onana. So that's edging closer as well. They actually put a bid in as well. I think it was about 40 million pounds. I heard something earlier today. I've been so busy.
Say again, the price.
Onana, 40 million pounds.
Yeah, you know, Fabrizio Romano, he speculates a lot, and he put out some tweets today about United that offered 36 million pounds, and Inter wants 60 million euros. So he switches between euros and pounds just to make more of a controversy. So, you know, take whatever he says with a pinch of salt. That's my opinion.
Let us ask somebody who has the power. Should we call up somebody who has the power, who understands? Hang on a second. Hello? Oh yeah, welcome. Power Hour.
What's up, gentlemen?
What's cooking? Where are you, man?
Greetings. I'm reporting live from Gloucester, Massachusetts.
You know what I call? How many kids does I call tenhag the Academy? 10 kids. He's got 10 kids. 10 kids. 10 kids. How many kids do you have? 10 kids. Listen, it's time to go on the class of 23. I proudly present this hard work by Mick Ruby and Jarvis Cocker today. But before we do that, we got to start with the legendary, this one.
I need you to promise me that you'll be on your best behavior.
I promised other people that I'd be on my worst behavior. And I gave my word, so...
Don't make me fire you.
You can't fire me. You're acting manager, not office manager, so you have no firing powers.
Don't make me pre-fire you.
You wouldn't dare.
Watch this. You're pre-fired. And when I'm promoted, you'll be full fired.
If you get promoted. And if you haven't fallen in love with me by then.
What?
Welcome. Guys, it's a class of 23, and of course this is sponsored by Mason Mountain Dew, not the original brand, but you know, just as a sheer congratulations for the signing of Mason Mount. Some people don't agree with the number 7 shirt, but you know, we got to look at the complementary of the people that might play in the next season. You know, I like this topic because nobody really talks about it. Everyone is focusing on the ins, but nobody's really talking about the way it used to be, the class of 92, to how to embed the kids into the squad. Because let's face it, we have McLaren, that was the number 2 under who?
Solskjaer.
Solskjaer.
Ferguson.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
McLaren,
God.
yeah.
What kind of brain fart are you having over there? So
Jarvis. Solskjaer's number 2 was Michael Carrick.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
we had the one for the Academy boys. His name again. What was he? The Academy coach under Solskjaer.
Well, it was Nicky Butt, and Nicky Butt got the bullet. Remember?
Come on, nip it in the butt. Come on, guys. Listen, at the end of the day, what matters is that, you know, our number 2 coach, which is McLaren, right? He obviously has been advising Ten Hag, and you know Ten Hag came from Ajax, and he was a master of bringing up youth players, right? When we're talking about striker position, he never used, like, you know, the well-known striker. He turned Haller to a prime striker as well. He turned out so many world-class players to where they are today. Frankie de Jong. Okay, we didn't see the unfortunately for Donny van der Beek though in certain way, but back then Kieran McKenna. True that. Big up books. So what I want to talk about today is, you know, something that excites me at least, and these are the players that I want to talk about today. You know, these are the guys that I believe will have a fantastic future, you know, because we've seen that they sold off a lot of youngsters as well. Iqbal, who else did we sell off? God help me, Jarvis.
We sold the right back. Well, now my brain is not functioning.
No, it's too late. God, help us, please. We go to the VAR room. Who did we sell? We sold.
You mean last season? Or this
No,
season?
Ethan Laird.
Oh,
Went
Laird.
out. Ethan Laird, Mengi, the Algerian, what's his name with the curly hair? It's too late in the evening, guys. Zidane, Iqbal, Laird,
Hannibal,
the cannibal, yeah, and many more. Dean Henderson will probably go out as well. So the people that I want to focus on today, and there might be somebody that I forgot, and then we might just give a shout out. But 100% is AMAD. It's Faucundo Pellistri, right? These are the two main, right? Why I'm talking about this, because AMAD has a fantastic season in Sunderland. You know, if you remember, right? If you speak to Sunderland fans, they were just waxing lyricals. If you see the compilations, what he did, if you didn't follow every Sunderland game, watch the compilation, you will understand. My God. Faucundo Pellistri, it's a little magician. It's a little Leo Messi, like this low center of gravity. We have the Norwegian wonder kid that you probably know more about than us, Jarvis, which is Isaac Hansen, right? Kobe Maino, the wonder kid in the midfield as well. And Tayden Mengi, amazing center back. And Alvaro Fernandez from the Spanish guy, there's a left back, right? These are the jewels coming up the ranks, according to my opinion, though. Because if you look at who they sold, that means that they're free up for these youth players to give them a chance, right? So we're going to discuss about these players one by one. Are you all right with that?
Yeah, I see. For example, Jarle talks about Charlie McNeil. For example, he could be here, but you know we don't have time for all of them. But this is who we have chosen.
Oh, Hannibal not sold yet? Are you seriously? Okay, I thought we sold him. Yeah, we will dive into. Many people want Alvaro Fernandez in the first team squad and stuff like that. But let's start this presentation. I want to look at AMAD Dialo, right? Wow, what a player! What a player! We've seen glimpses of AMAD, at least when he was recruited under Solskjaer. You remember there was a Champions League or Europa League when he scored the goal against AC Milan on the header, right? When he made his debut in Atalanta, he scored. He was the youngest kid in Serie A to score, and that was on his debut as well. Like his characteristics, passing very strong, dribbling very strong, finishing very strong, long shots strong, holding up the ball, key passes. He's really good at free kicks as well, right? So the question is, where would you play AMAD, right? He's predominantly strongest side is on the right flank, right? But he can also play in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Jarvis.
Yeah, I haven't seen many Sunderland games this season, I have to be honest, but I have seen the goals, I have seen the assists. I think it was 17 in total, 9 goals and 8 assists. So that's incredible stats from a young kid. You know, playing in the championship, it's not for all, even technical players. Last season, he went to Glasgow Rangers, and he didn't become a success over there up the north. But in Sunderland, that's north too. But he did good there for the Black Cats. I like how he's confident on the ball. He's very technical. He seems very in balance all the time. And what I have noticed, he got great pace. And but he got pace and control of the ball at the same time. You know, he has those long steps in the end just to have control and balance, even when before he take the finish. So he has some incredible skills. Not many people possess those skills. So for me, I'm very impressed by the kid. I hope he will get a chance next season. If not, if it's not in Ten Hag's plans, I would hope he just loan him out to a Premier League club and let him try himself out for the next season.
I saw an interview yesterday that he was on YouTube, by the way, but he spoke about that he was playing football with his father, and the father made the decision, and he made a decision to come to Manchester United because that was his dream. So that tells you that he's a Manchester United supporter. You know, he's a very exciting player. You know, if you look at his playing style, though, like, you know, his speed and agility is there. Like, he possesses impressive speed and excellent acceleration. We've seen that, right? That allows him to outrun the defenders and make dangerous runs behind the opposition's defense. This is something that we need. Runners behind, you know. His dribbling skills, on the other hand, is a very skillful dribbler. Like, you know, we've seen that when he was training with Manchester United in preseason last year, everyone was saying, wow, this kid is mad. Like, you know, they've never seen anything like that in training. Like, he was blowing people's minds, right? He's got amazing dribbling skills, what I've been told. And he's effortlessly navigate through tight spaces, to take on multiple defenders at the same time. Like, he's got that confidence, you know. He often uses sort of quick changes of direction and close control to maintain possession and create opportunities for the people around him, right? So in terms of his technical abilities, he's got good ball control and a wide range of technical skills. That's in the locker, 100%. He can sort of execute sort of intricate moves such as feints, step overs, tricks. You know, he's a trickster, you know, to beat the opponents and fool. Many times I've seen him like just dropping off the shoulder, just going, finting to go right, he goes left. But I think he's left-footed, like that's his strongest foot, and he shoots. Like, he's got a lethal precision shoot. Like, if you've seen, let's say, what's his name? Our current Anthony Dos Santos, right? He's got a really good left foot, but this kid is not a one-trick pony. Like, he's got many things in his locker. He's very unpredictable, right? That's what people are saying as well.
His right foot is almost as good as his left foot.
Yeah.
He's almost the same as Morten Gams Pedersen. If anyone remember him from Blackburn, he was a right footer original when he was a kid, but when he was 16, his father told him to practice his left foot. And when he played in the Premier League, he played on the left wing. He played with his left foot. So it can be trained even from a young age.
Yeah, 100%. Because when I spoke to a Sunderland fan yesterday, like, you know, we had a lengthy conversation. He said, like, he's very unpredictable, right? So he likes to play. Like, I took down the notes here, so basically I'm reading from my notes as well what he was saying, because I obviously didn't watch much of Sunderland last year, so I was fortunate to speak to one. So he says his playing style exhibits an element of unpredictably. You know, he's very unpredictable. He often switches off his approach, making it challenging for defenders to anticipate his move and mark him effectively. So his vision and creativity has blown many people away there at Sunderland as well. You know, with the ability to read the game and make incisive passes. So he's a very good passer of the ball.
Hmm.
Further on, I noted down that he has a good understanding of space and can provide key assists for his teammates. So he creates opportunities for others, like, goal scoring ability, which is the last thing that we discussed was, despite primarily being a winger, he said that Dialo has showcased the knack of scoring goals. I don't know. I think he scored, I don't know, about 15 goals, I think it was. I can't remember really what it was. I
For
forgot.
this season?
Yeah, at Sunderland.
No, it was. I think it was 9 goals.
9
8
goals
assists.
and 8 assists.
But
So
it
he
was
has
a couple of penalties. So he's not a prolific goal scorer. That's not his main thing.
he's a creator,
right forward. But he has good output for a young guy.
Yeah, but he's got a very
even
powerful
when he gets
shot.
older, he will be better, as you have seen, for example, with Rashford.
Absolutely. One thing that was discussed as well, that he has got a very powerful shot and comfortable with both feet. So he's a two-footed kind of. But I think I don't know which is his preferred foot, but he's two-footed and comfortable in both feet. So it's nothing worth that. Dialo is still young player, is what you mentioned. He has the potential, but one thing is for sure, that he's not coming back to Sunderland. One thing is for sure, that he's been told that he's going to challenge for a spot in the squad this year. So I'm excited for him. I really want to see what AMAD Dialo is all about, and I want to see him, giving a run a chance in Manchester United team. So let me guys know what you think. We bought him for 35 million from Atalanta back ago. So now it's time. He had his development. He's been out on loan. Now it's time to show who you are, because we've seen glimpses. Guys, what do you reckon? What's your thoughts and feelings?
Yeah, for me, I'll go first. I think, he's somebody that is very, very exciting and can be a secret weapon for Ten Hag. Like we've seen Garnacho be the person that we call on from the bench last season, and this time around, it'll be amazing to have the opportunity, even some games where it's Garnacho and AMAD on different flanks. That would be such a problem, for many fullbacks. So for me, it's funny that we're mentioning all these things, and I think for me, the goal that I remember him scoring, I guess not, this was prior to the Sunderland move, was the header. And it was, I think it might have been a Bruno Fernandes assist or something like that. But and I think that might be his only senior goal, maybe. I'm not sure. But the main thing is it's exciting to have somebody who's direct and dynamic and can be unpredictable for defenses, and we need that. We need that spark, and AMAD will be just the right person to bring it.
Right.
The person that that's my take on AMAD, and I'll pass it on.
Pass it on. Before you pass it on, we have a person in the house. I think this is boring, and best to check to Blue Moon. I'm sorry, Edward. This is a content. It was advertised as the class of 23. I don't know what contents you were expecting, but we're not here to talk about any transfers or any takeovers. This is purely to talk about the academy. So if you don't like it, I'm sorry. Next.
Yeah, Jay.
Okay, so he burst on the scene with a headed goal against AC Milan under Solskjaer. And after that, I think we were all hoping as a collective that he would get around the side, and unfortunately it didn't happen. They went to Sunderland. I almost thought that physically he was lacking. He got knocked off the ball often easy, but after a season in the championship, where I think in the championship defenders can actually tackle, put in a robust tackle and get away with it, I think he'll come back stronger. If I have the option right now to sell Sancho and have AMAD as a backup winger to Anthony, I'm all for it. But if we keep Sancho, he's still only third string. So how much game time is he going to get? And I respect that you've gone through his attributes, but if he's third choice winger, how much game time is he going to get? Just put it back to you guys.
Yeah, no, true. And it depends on where you're going to put him. If you can put him in the central of the park as well, he can be utilized as a number 10.
He's too small. He's too. I think for the Premiership, he's too small to be in the center of the park. I think he knocked off the ball too easy. His best attributes is the fact that he's two-footed, something that Anthony isn't. So after the left back has Anthony's number after 75 minutes, then you spring this chap off the bench. That's
Okay.
what I think.
Pass it on to Jarvis. In that case, if AMAD is a better right winger, would you then play Anthony on as a number 10?
If I would play Anthony as a number 10, yeah, he could play as a number 10, but not in the beginning. He has to develop his game first. You know, playing centrally, you have to be much more aware and tactically astute. That's things that young players develop with the experience. So for me, I think it's too early to play in the 10.
Yep.
But he can play on the right wing. When it comes to AMAD, Jay makes a good point. You know, we have already two right wingers that's basically better than him, at least more experienced and have more what do you call it, time in the Premier League. So should we keep him? That's a good question.
That's a good headache.
I don't want to be greedy. So for me, I'm very interested in seeing him develop his career and game. So if we can lend him out to a Premier League club next season, I think that will be the best for all parts, and better take him back when Ten Hag has built a better team and a better squad with more resilience, so we don't get hanged out to the wolves, because it's very hard being a young player thrown out at Old Trafford at a young age. You know, if you don't perform, you're in the icebox.
100%. Jay, thank you's in the house. Good evening, Jay. How are you doing? Better late than never. 100%. But listen, it is a good headache, you know, and by my understanding, he ain't going nowhere. Right? They're not going to loan him back to Sunderland. That's a big no-no. There was a big report out of that. So that means that Ten Hag has big plans for him. So it's a big headache, to be honest, to have at least a Pellistri, at least an AMAD. You have three choices. You know, I don't think that he's planning to keep Sancho unless he's going to utilize Sancho somewhere else. Sancho's on the chopping block list. That's what we discussed. How long is a piece of string? So whatever Ten Hag decides, I support. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's a debate to have. Like, you know, it's a beautiful headache, isn't it? Because when was the last time we were crying out for a right winger? Like, that's what we bought. You know, we bought him that, you know, as a complement, because we didn't get Sancho. So we bought AMAD to develop him, right? Now the development has been done. He's ready. He's ready to attack. So why not? 100%. We will see. Now we're coming to another one. Faucundo Pellistri. Hey, everyone loves Faucundo Pellistri. We've seen glimpses of Faucundo, right? But according to my opinion, he's a very multitask, multi-skilled, like, you know, but his biggest position is playing on the right. Again, Jarvis, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, you know, I love Faucundo Pellistri. He reminds me of Messi. I'm not saying he's as good as Messi, but he reminds me of Messi in the way he plays. You know, his low center of gravity, the way he twists and turn and glides through the defenders. He has something special, that kid. And I can't quite see why Ten Hag doesn't give him more chances. It's the same with him and Dialo. You know, it's their turn to shine, and with the young player, you know, you have to have courage if you are given the chance. That's, you know, when it comes to young players, I look at three attributes. For me, that's spatial awareness, it's courage, and balance in the 100%. Body. And if they have those three attributes, you know, they can succeed. But yeah.
Jay, what's your thought process on Pellistri? Like, you know, we've seen glimpses of it. Whenever he's come on, he's been instrumental. Similar, like, you know, like a Garnacho coming off the bench. It's sort of an impact player.
Mick, to be quite frank, I'm actually quite surprised that Pellistri didn't get so much game time last season. I think anytime he's been on the pitch, he has displayed confidence, guile, and the strength of mind to actually make a forward run at the right time. So maybe Ten Hag is seeing something entirely different than what the fans are seeing. I like how much we pay for Pellistri. Was it up on 30 mil? And I just don't believe he's ever gotten a proper run the side. Like Papi, you alluded to earlier how Sancho was like almost like Ten Hag's quasi son, and got so much game time. I don't think the likes of Pellistri have been afforded enough opportunities. I think someone like Pellistri, You play him for 6, 7, 8 games consistently. Give him 20 minutes, 25, 30, ultimately give him a full half and then start him. I think it would be remiss of Ten Hag to not play Pellistri, sit him on the bench for another season, and then sit him on loan. I think it's a talent lost for me.
Yeah. Papi, what do you reckon? Papi, you there?
So I think Pellistri deserves to be given a lot more game time. And if I was him, I would have sat down with my agent and said, Ten Hag needs to make sure that he gives me he had an impact as obviously Garnacho has saved us a lot more, but I feel like Pellistri has been given very limited time to develop and very limited time to also just showcase what he can bring to Old Trafford. So next season I would make proper conversation with Ten Hag and say, am I going to be called upon? Can I please showcase what I can do? Because the boy, when he's playing for Uruguay, he's a beast.
Yeah.
So we need to let him shine. Unleash the kids, Ten Hag.
Yeah. What happened? You're
No,
mute.
oh, I muted myself. Sorry.
You muted yourself.
No, it was that I was saying that he's been held back, and I feel like he can bring all of a sudden, like what you were saying earlier on, Mick. That right hand side is crowded, and we haven't even discussed about the other potential.
Yeah, true.
And it's like there's just like it is all of a sudden overcrowded, and I feel like Faucundo either send him to Brighton or let the kid have 10 minutes, 15 minutes every other game.
My personal opinion, and he's a very impressive technical player with agility, skillful, versatile winger. He can play on the right, he can play on the left, he can play throughout the middle, throughout the flank, with low center of gravity. He floats like a butterfly, stings like a bee, like Muhammad Ali, a little bit of a more hard to say, early to say, but a little bit of a Messi-esque kind of thing, quick acceleration. We've seen that, excellent dribbling ability and close control of the ball, how he keeps the ball. It is a little bit like a Messi-esque, hard to take off the ball off his feet, but tactical astute, and we've seen glimpses of it. I'm so excited to see more. Overall, I think Pellistri, his playing style can be described as kind of like a dynamic and creative winger, but we've seen most of it is the wings. But we've seen on this heat map here as well that, what I call a heat map, where we can see he can play right winger, can play left winger, second striker, center forward. He's a very versatile player, right? He likes to dribble. There's a lot of things that, if you look at, who scored and all that stuff, there's not much to give because he hasn't had much life as of yet. Only when you play with the Uruguayan team. So, yeah, Jay's back. We lost Jay there. He's eating crisps. So anyway, for me, it's any given Sunday, I want to see him, at least being given a chance, or just sending out a loan, perhaps, because he didn't get a loan. He got injured, by the way, and that's the reason why he stayed in the squad. Until then, it's been Mick Ruby with Jay Daly that came in, and PowerHour Botswana Papi that disappeared of the bad connection, and Jarvis as well. Say hello to your family, Jarvis, and have a safe flight as well, and a good trip, Jarvis. Guys, we love you all. Thank you. Peace, love, and God bless. Peace, love, and bananas. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching Mufc Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.